Millennials. Not since the greatest generation, those who grew up during the Great Depression and World War II, has there been a generation so thoroughly screwed by circumstances as the millennials. The millennial generation, those born between 1980 and 2000, had no idea what they were in for. Their parents, the baby boomers, had virtually every break imaginable. Stable home lives, good schools, affordable education, safe streets, strong unions, low unemployment, and a consistently growing economy. As children, they were told to stay in school, get a good education, and then enjoy a long and stable career in the industry of their choice, which most of them did. The problem, however, is they gave that same advice to their children, expecting them to reap the same benefits. It instead had a devastating result. The millennials came to be around the same time as the microchip, the home computer, the internet, and the cell phone, better known as the four horsemen of the millennials' apocalypse. Why? Because as their popularity rose, the number of available jobs began to decline. Outsourcing became easier and cheaper. Competition for jobs went from local to international. The economy went from national to global. Rapid breakthroughs in technology began eliminating jobs at a furious rate. Travel agencies, bookstores, telephone operators, researchers, assembly line workers, stenographers, telephone installers, TV repairmen, print shops, key punchers, shoe repair, newspaper reporters, photographers. I could go on, but I'm sure you get the point. But that's not the worst of it. Those are the old school horsemen of the millennial apocalypse. The new ones are fresh on the scene and are coming at them like a speeding bus. Let's start with the 3D printer. The name is deceptive. It leads you to believe it creates three-dimensional printouts. No, it doesn't. It creates actual physical products from the blueprints fed into it. Just take a moment and think what that will do to the people presently employed in manufacturing. What business person could resist purchasing a machine that could do all the work of all his employees, run 24 hours a day, never need a day off, and when it begins to wear out, creates an entirely new version of itself? Then there's the Watson computer. Introduced on the game show Jeopardy! It played two games against Jeopardy's two best players and beat them handily. How cool is that? So cool that a single Watson computer just proved on national television that it could easily replace all customer service employees across the globe. Have you heard about the Google car? A Google computer presently drives an unmanned vehicle. Google says such cars would eliminate 90% of all car crash fatalities. They didn't mention it would also eliminate 100% of all truck driving jobs, taxi drivers, and truck stop businesses. And finally, there is the water splitter. This newly created device has the ability to separate hydrogen and oxygen from water. Although it's a few years away from commercial marketing, imagine being able to pour hydrogen from a tap and fuel your car with it. And so, say goodbye to the oil and gas industry. Pretty bleak outlook for the millennials, isn't it? Yes, it is. However, amid that scorched earth economy is a rising phoenix of opportunity. I'll explain. Every century or so, there is a complete overhaul of how business is done. Business itself doesn't change, but the way it's done does. What I just pointed out over this video wasn't said to scare you or make you fear for the economic future for you and your family. I want it to be a Paul Revere to arms call for the millennials. I want you to see the importance of adapting to the new economy, and even better, thriving in it. Just a little over 100 years ago, people began leaving their farms and took jobs in the new industries of mills and factories. And they did well. Those who remained on the farms didn't. Here's some realities of the new economy you must prepare for. In order to prosper, you must have several sources of income. Most future employment will be temporary at best. The days of cradle-to-grave employment are over. You must also create online businesses, several in fact. Online businesses are the future. Amazon and eBay are online businesses, and they are thriving, making huge profits with very few employees, while brick-and-mortar stores are struggling. Online businesses are easy to create, and we'll show you how to attract customers to your site. And we don't charge you a cent. You will, however, need to purchase a few software programs to get started. In many cases, $30 or less to get up and running. Now, no doubt you suspect this is some kind of come-on. I understand. I thought that way too when I started out. It is, in actuality, me paying it forward. I was downsized 6 years ago during the Great Recession and couldn't get a job. Nobody was hiring. I had a wife and kids and started to panic. Then I ran into a friend who was making a small fortune selling affiliate products on his website, close to $4,000 a month, which was more than I had made working corporate. He showed me how, and I just started doing what he did. I made very little at first, but as my skills improved, I began seeing a profit. Within a year, I was making more than I did at corporate. Online business is the future, and you owe it to yourself to give it some serious consideration. So bookmark this page, http://millennials-info.com, and come back often.